welcome to the PICATalk podcast. PICA is a trade association representing the printing, converting, and graphic communications industry in North and South Carolina. PICATalk is brought to you by platinum sponsors Domtar, Prisco, Athens Paper, Mac Papers and Packaging, Manchester Industries, Recycling Management Resources, and Case Paper. I am Terry McKee, PICA's Director of Member Engagement. All year long, PICA is proud to celebrate the anniversary of the founding of the United States by celebrating freedom in print, honoring 250 years of independence, innovation, and ink. Today, I have the honor of chatting with Chris Andrews with AlphaGraphics of downtown Raleigh about being a legacy printing company. Thank you, Chris, for being with us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Chris, tell us a little bit about AlphaGraphics Raleigh. And we were talking off camera about that you've been around since 1902. Is that right?
Yeah, so not always as Alpha Graphics, actually probably gone through four or five names as older companies tend to do if you can stick around this long. In 1902, my great great grandfather opened a print and office supply, probably furniture back then, company in New Bern, North Carolina. And the name of that company was O&G Dunn Company, which was his name. Um, so, and it wasn't taken. So since then, we've gone through, a lot of pivots and turning points. Obviously, it has stayed in the family that entire time, um, all the way up to, yeah, I'm actually the fifth generation in our family business, and we have a lot of family existing still in the business. So, yeah, we've been around. It's been, it's it looks different every year, but in 2011, we had started to focus on another kind of niche printing sector and kind of fallen away from commercial printing and business to business printing. And
Mm.
in 2011, we decided to uh, convert our commercial printing business into an Alpha Graphics. We looked at a bunch of different franchises at the time, but to bring the focus back into commercial printing and business to business, and help us with some technology systems, and help us really utilize the history and the experience that we had and the personnel and equipment, and bring it to this century. And 2011, we signed on with Alpha Graphics, converted our New Bern facility, and then in 2014 we acquired a commercial printing company um, in Raleigh, North Carolina, which was at the time the oldest printing company in the state, and we were the second oldest. So um, de facto now we are the oldest printing company in the state with continued ownership. But and that so now we have two Alpha Graphics franchise print facilities. We have one in Raleigh, North Carolina, and one in New Bern, North Carolina.
Wow. A lot of changes in
Yeah.
1902. That was actually the year my grandmother was born. Um, what's one misconception people have about long established print companies?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess you would think the longevity would indicate, that there weren't any bumps in the road. I can assure you, I've heard stories,
Mhm.
and I'm sure I was, a part on the sidelines for some of them. This industry, you really have to continue to adapt. I mean, we are adapting year to year. Implementation of new technologies, new offerings, signage, apparel, promotional, online ordering platforms, all of that is just like within the last, s- I don't know, 10 years or less. I can't imagine if you extrapolate that over 120 plus years, how frequently you have to change the business that you think you have, in order to stick around and in order to stay fresh and in order to not have your business taken by competitors.
Absolutely. Um, what values from the company's early days still shape how you operate now?
We're still a local centric business. We have a great name in the community in New Bern, obviously been around for a very long time. And we kind of take that model into our business in the Greater Triangle area. We want to be local centric. We want to be a voice in the community and a trusted resource in the community. And while we can do some parts of our business, like the transactional mailing or a lot of the mailing and forms and stuff that we do for municipalities can be done across maybe the Mid-Atlantic. We really focus on the commercial side of things to be a local resource, create a good reputation, and build most of our business through referral and just being out and about. So I think that's how things started way back then when the print jobs were being delivered by a horse and buggy. And we don't have to do that anymore, but we don't go too far.
What's been the most significant change in technology or operations during your tenure? I mean,
Uh,
like from your perspective, I know that
sure.
since 1902, the printing industry has seen
Mhm.
radical changes. I mean, it's not even the same stadium, let alone same sport anymore. But what's been the most significant change in technology or ops since you've been involved?
Since I've been involved, we brought in signage, so that not necessarily a change in technology, but for us per se, because we didn't have any of it. But I guess the availability and the barrier for entry to just be a sign shop on top of being, a print and mail provider,
Yeah.
has allowed us to round out our accounts, and that's important to us. We like to have really widespread breadth of what we offer our accounts, an existing or new account. So to be able to be trusted for signs and installation, point of sale, that sort of it really enhances what we're able to do. So it was certainly intimidating at first, but the vendors and help with AlphaGraphics and peers, I think the signage technology is easier to incorporate what we're doing at our typical print facility. And then the MIS systems that we use haven't changed so much. It's more how we're using them and what we're tracking to help us be more efficient. The CRM and how integrated, there's a lot that I can look at on a dashboard, which is on a constant refresh on my screen to see the health of our business day to day. I'm not going to see the waste in there necessarily. I'm still having to check the recycling bin, and we'll never get away from that. But profitability, estimates sent out, invoices picked up, cost of goods sold, how our customers are doing, who we're hearing from, who we haven't heard from. That sort of trackability is I would consider it's a competitive advantage that we have, but the technology is out there for everybody. So I think the ability to digitally take a snapshot of your customer base and your production is really important.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Where, like, how do you decide which innovations are worth investing in and which are just industry noise?
Well, AlphaGraphics does help with that. Being with them for 15 years now. And kind of joining that when I was relatively young, it was important in my development to be able to understand who out of the network we would be able to contact and could be a resource for us. And
Mhm.
now at this point, 15 years later, it's probably the biggest benefit that the signing on to a franchise network allows us, at least. It's cultivating a group of peers that aren't in your local network, but that are high performing or are doing one aspect of their business really well, and knowing who to pick up the phone and call and say, do you have this press? Do you have this finishing unit? Are you using this technology platform? And getting not only better price on those things from a franchise network, but actually uh, you know examples and testimonials from the people that you trust.
Right, exactly. We have that a lot with PICA and some
Hmm.
groups within PICA, like the Emerging Leaders, who are a group of young people. When I say young, like 38 and younger, um, who are not competitors per se, but because they're in different areas and different aspects of printing, and they're able to talk amongst themselves and network and just be there for one another. And it's a very powerful thing. How do you balance the experience of long tenured employees with the ideas of younger team members?
Mm. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's all a part of building a culture and a team. At this point, I think we're pretty intentional about hiring. We look for people who have experience. Obviously, I mean, those people aren't growing on trees like they used
Right.
to. I mean,
Exactly.
so we do always kind of monitor and have some postings open just to see if somebody that fits the bill or is on the open market. But otherwise, yeah, it's you want it to be complementary. I mean, I think, we've got I would say our bindery department, our finishing department is half and half, half really experienced people that have seen, all of the equipment that we have and more and have ideas about how things should go and processes and have worked at, two or three different print facilities. And the other half are people that we have seen either through temp or through other departments or have hired and interviewed that appreciate that sort of experience, bring a fresh set of eyes to it, but also care about learning the equipment, quality control, as
Mhm.
well as cross training. Like that, we want people that will, can kind of slot into different places if needed. That's part of a small business. We're not so siloed that we have just a folding department, right? We need a couple people that can fold. So it's all about the personality types. You need people that are all working towards one goal and enjoy being around each other and are productive.
Do you hire for culture, like to see if someone's a good fit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think right now I think we're at 25 to 27 employees for the commercial printing unit here in Garner in Raleigh. Um, so if somebody doesn't fit the culture, it's not big enough to not feel the ramifications of that. So it is certainly a high uh, level of criteria is will this person fit in the back or up front or just in general?
Sure, absolutely. Um, how do you position your company's history as a competitive advantage and not a limitation?
I hope it's a safety blanket when people enter into, uh, at least considering us.
Mhm.
It's important that people know that we're local, and um, the we have to kind of explain the partnership of AlphaGraphics and the history that we have in
Yeah,
general. And that, but beyond that, I think it is a competitive advantage once you're able to tell the story. So we try to tell the story in our marketing, but otherwise, yeah, it's a local family-owned business that's been in North Carolina for a very long time. So it for the right people, it can certainly be a part of what they consider when looking at their print provider.
awesome. That's wonderful. The final question is, what does success look like for a print company like- such as yours in the next 10 to 20 years? Or even like
Well,
at this rate, 5 to 10 years?
yeah. Well, I guess keeping it in the family will be still successful.
That would be,
Um,
yeah,
I don't know if we have a choice once ink is in your blood, which apparently it was prior to me even being here. Like you can't get it out. So I have
that's
a
right.
son that's 4 years old. Hopefully in 10 to 15 years, maybe he'll have a summer internship, or maybe he will be a doctor. Who knows? But for our business, for our business in the next decade, I want to continue to focus on The technology that we talked about earlier,
Mhm.
making sure that we're working more efficient, making sure that we are providing our customers with a purchasing experience that they are becoming more and more used to as our target purchasers are getting younger. They are
Yeah.
also wanting a different sort of ordering experience. So migrating onto our AG Online platform has been a big initiative for us in the past year. We want to do that not only for the customer's ease of ordering, so we're not sending emails back and forth for whatever the job is, and we're actually having some proofing done online, but also for our ease of workflow in the back, because the other part of that is becoming more automated and having the work flow through here without so many touches. So that's the only way for us to scale, continue to hire capable people as you know. As much as we can network with the existing businesses around and see what opportunities there are to collaborate, or if a merger or anything makes sense. We're always looking to take the next step somehow. We've got perpetuation, and we're a little bit of a younger company right now with a good name in the community. So we want to take advantage of it, and we have to grow in order to sustain, the people, our employees, the investment in our technology and facilities. So keep on doing what we're doing, and all the while we're looking to develop ourselves, continuing to provide good product and customer service along the way.
That's so important. I just have one further question. You said you're fifth generation, um, and your great great grandfather, um, Mr. Dunn was his name? Okay.
Correct.
If Mr. Dunn walked into, like I see the press room floor out there, if he walked on the press room floor today or in the production area today, what would surprise him the most?
Well, I guess maybe we should talk about the at least three or four of the senses. I mean, if he walked in with his eyes closed, he would be shocked at how quiet it is. And
Yeah.
everything back then, I'm sure, made a whole bunch of noise. He
Yes.
certainly wouldn't smell the same amount of ink, and same type of ink that he's used to, and really we were all used to up until about
Right.
30 years ago. We do still have an offset press in both facilities, but we've moved a lot of it onto cut sheet digital toner devices, or we have roll-fed inkjet presses now, which has also taken a lot of our black over black work away from the offset press. So um, yeah, I don't know. I think he would be. I guess it would be centrally HVAC'd as well. So I think the signs would be interesting to him. I'm sure everything was hand painted back then. So but hopefully if he spent some time here, he'd realize that we haven't strayed too far away from it. I mean, it's all local businesses, universities, hospitals, lots of local government, municipality work. It's not as many forms and books anymore, as it is, postcards and high quality marketing collateral. But
Yep.
you know, yeah, and no horse stalls, so we don't need a hitching post outside the door anymore.
You're not selling furniture these days, huh?
No furniture, no office supplies, and there are some businesses that are able to do print and office supplies and promo and apparel. But
Yeah.
we decided, focus on print collateral, signage, mailing services, and we are in promo and apparel. But yeah, the furniture showroom is something we left behind a few decades ago.
It's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with PICATalk today.